Hi everyone, this is Jeff, this guy at the movies. My son Nikolai, you might know him by now. And we have just seen the horror movie Smile, which hit theaters today. Written and directed by Parker Finn, it stars Sosie Bacon as a therapist who witnesses a patient commit suicide in a really grotesque and creepy way. And then she is traumatized, and the rest of the film is about her dealing with that trauma
Yes.
in a not the ordinary way that most of us deal with trauma. Nikolai, we going into this movie, we were afraid that this could be kind of an average outing, maybe a cheesy horror movie.
Yes, we saw a 70% Rotten Tomatoes, which is like usually what we expect when we go see a horror movie out of the blue. This was not 70%. This was really high up there for me. It's been a really good month for horror movies.
Yes.
Just had Barbarian, had Pearl, which I have not seen yet, but you said you loved.
Yeah.
And then this. This is not. Barbarian and I imagine Pearl are fun horror movies. They're almost grindhousey. This is not. This is not fun. It is exhausting. It feels like a constant anxiety attack. Just the way you said her name was Sosie Bacon.
Yes.
She conveys that very well. She's always shaking, and it just leaves you so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this movie was anxiety inducing, jump scares galore.
There were like maybe three, but there are three really good ones.
Yeah, and there were a few lesser ones, but I thought it was interesting. We'd seen the trailer several times, and they give away one of the jump scares in the trailer.
Which is unfortunate, but that's how it is. Usually trailers give away too much because they have to sell you on it.
Right, but I thought even in that scene, I jumped a little bit, even
Yes.
though I'd seen this trailer several times. That's a good sign.
Yes. This reminded me a lot of The Ring as far as the setup, and there's a ticking clock moment. The characters in question, they get afflicted with a curse when they witness this traumatic event via usually suicide, and that creates a ticking clock, and that people only live, most only live to 4 days. So it's got that rapid pace keeping you on edge.
Right. Yeah, everything about this movie kept us on our toes. The filmmaking was very aggressive and lively. Not all of
Yes.
it worked, but
No.
I mean, they were really doing what they could to
Yes, there were some weird
make this interesting.
transitions, some weird camera shots that just didn't mean much. But
Right.
still, there are some good moments of cinematography. There's the cliche horror movie drive over shot where they film a car from bird view angle. They do
Yeah.
something with it.
Yeah, what we've talked about this. Why is that in every horror movie? I feel like it's a law somewhere.
I think it's just every horror movie director in the world is influenced by The Shining, and that was like one of the most prominent parts of The Shining.
Right, and now it's got to be in every
It's
horror
got to
movie.
be in every horror
Right.
movie to remind you that we did watch a horror movie.
The music was really creepy.
Yes.
The sound design.
The sound design made it sound like the speakers were going out as we watched it, but it wasn't. It was intentionally staticky and just jumbled. It was like off tempo.
Weird tones and weird chanting.
Yes.
Just a little bit of everything in that soundtrack. Yeah, just really intense movie. We were jumping a lot and exhausted, and you said the F word a few times.
It's grotesque, this movie, especially as it builds up towards the end. Some of the jump scares in question, they do it in a quiet way, which really throws you off. And at times they just show you the result of something horrific, and it just takes you off guard, and it just makes you feel sick.
This is all really an allegory and a pretty apparent one about PTSD.
Yes,
and dealing with the aftermath of a suicide.
the monster in question in this movie is a metaphor for PTSD, which they do this in every horror movie now, where if the horror in question is a metaphor for anything, they have to take a moment out of the movie to slow everything down and explain exactly what the metaphor is.
Right.
Which
Just
they
in case
do.
you don't get it.
Yes.
In that way, it was kind of like the Babadook, don't you think?
Yes, it was very much like the Babadook.
Which is an allegory also. So
That was an allegory for depression. That one, this is an allegory for PTSD, and how the cycle of violence keeps going.
right, the cycle of trauma.
Yes.
It's been a great month, like you said. We've
Yes.
seen some good stuff, and we're not even close to Halloween yet. We're still
Yes.
about a month away from Halloween, so we hope to get out and see more of these kind of movies, and we hope to be pleasantly surprised like we were with this one. Out of 100, what do you give it?
This is about like a 90, like an 89, 90.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I can't vary too much from that. So I will have a written review of this movie in the next couple of days. I hope you check it out on my movie site. Thanks, Nikolai, and we'll talk to you again soon.